Mill versus Board of Education, 1972. Background and facts about this case. So for our case, we are talking about Mills versus Board of Education with the plaintiffs Peter Mills, Dwayne Blackshear, George Liddell, Stephen Gadsden, Michael Williams, Janice King, and Jerome James. Now, these students have something in common. Every single one of them were excluded from their schools, whether it be from the first grade or from day one. They were not given the chance to succeed in the school system because they were not enrolled in the school system. The school had failed to enroll them or to provide them with the proper services that they needed to succeed, and were generally waitlisted for a tuition grant to be able to receive that information regardless.
Some additional backgrounds and facts of the case is that a lawsuit was filed on behalf of the 7 Black students with behavioral, emotional, and/or learning impairments. The school also claimed there wasn't enough funding and that it would be unfair for general education students. The court ruled in favor of the 7 students, and reasoning is that the school was denying students of equal protection and violating the rights to a free and suitable public education. The court also required that the schools support exceptional children regardless of the degree of the child's mental, physical, or emotional disability or impairment. Some opinions from the justice is that children with disability cannot be denied education without a due process hearing and cannot be suspended 2 days without a hearing. Also, if a children is suspended, they must be provided with educational support, and the Board of Education of Columbia must provide free education for all students regardless of the cost or a suitable alternative for education. The state also agreed that all children should be educated and classes established as soon as Congress secure the funds.
So what does this mean? Our impact. What this meant for us is that every student, regardless of whether or not they have a disability, receives a free, appropriate, and equal education. Equal, however, does not mean the same. Equal can apply for the students with disabilities in the sense that they need access to additional supports and services if they need them. Other things that it brought to light were ethical dilemmas. For example, all students have the right to learn, regardless of their disability. Now, some of the schools in this case were claiming that they were not able to help the students with disabilities due to limited funding, but again, all students have the right to learn. Continuing onward, we have suspensions and expulsions. This case had a very positive impact in the process of suspensions and expulsions for students with disabilities. We now ensure that students are not being wrongfully punished due to their disability, and we do this thing called a manifestation determination meeting, which is a meeting that must be held within 10 school days of the child being suspended for 10 days, or if the school is considering expulsion. The people in this meeting include parents and school staff who review relevant information and answering the following questions. Was the behavior caused by or have a direct and substantial relationship to the child's disability? Was the behavior a direct result of the school's failure to implement the child's IEP? By reviewing these questions, the team is able to decide whether or not they have failed as a school, or if the child really does need to have that time away from our educational system. But regardless of the result, students who are expelled or suspended are still able to receive educational services. Unlike the students in the case, these students will still be receiving educational benefits and services outside of their school district if they are suspended or expelled.